How you guys doing? This is Jason with Tuna Tech, and today got a little surprise. This is the anti-Apple device. So on October 4th, although it was leaked many times, Google went ahead and released some interesting devices. They released the Pixel 8, 8 Pro, and a redesigned Pixel Watch 2 amongst many software updates. So today, although it's been leaked a million times, I want to show off what an anti-Apple device looks like. What do I mean by anti-Apple? If you look at Apple devices, they're very popular here in the US and growing around the world, whereas Android is the bigger market share as of right now, software-wise. Google has been gaining lots of traction, but it's not in the way you think. So with iPhone, you get the A17 raw power, and they talk about everything so great and first of this, first of that. Now, Google does a little bit of that too by naming some of their devices, but Google doesn't necessarily go for raw horsepower. They go for software smarts. So this thing has a lot of software AI built in, which is a big hot buzzword nowadays, but I'm telling you guys right now, if you had a 6 or 7 Pro, yes, it wasn't free of its issues, but it was very smart and probably the smartest phone to date. And this one's it's supposed to be even smarter, as well as more personalized to use. So before we get into it, as you can see here, it's the 8 Pro, and there are some differences between the 8 and the 8 Pro, but this is the 8 Pro, and it's got in sky blue, or bay blue, I'm sorry, bay blue, and you can see typical Team Pixel fashion, just a generic little white box. So this is the 8 Pro. It's got the Google Tensor G3, which is their new processor. While it may not beat or best the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 or Apple A17, whatever they're calling their chips nowadays, it's still pretty good, and they focus more on the software, machine learning, AI aspects of the chip for that. They start out at 128 gigabytes. This is the 256 version. You can get 128, 256, 512. It says 1 terabyte. I didn't see a 1 terabyte option. It has a 5,050 milliamp hour battery, USB Type-C, Android 14, 10.5 inch dual PD selfie camera. On the back, you've got a 50 megapixel octa wide camera, a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 48 megapixel telephoto, which is a 5x optical, which I believe similar to the 7 Pro last year, distance wise. They did upgrade the 12 megapixel ultra wide to a 48 megapixel. Obviously it's comes in 3 colors: obsidian, which is like a black, a porcelain, which is like an off-white, and obviously the bay blue, which I have here. This screen is an LTPO OLED display called the Super Actua, or something like that. It's super bright with a brightness of up to 2400 nits, which would present a great phone to use outdoors. It goes from 1 hertz all the way to 120 hertz. It does up to 30 watts of charging. It's IP68, 6.7 inch display, which is like a quad HD kind of thing. It's wired or wireless charging, and it does eSIM and dual nano SIM, which I wish Apple would do the same thing, because I hate eSIMs as much as I switch phones. And this does contain Wi-Fi 7, it says too, which I don't know if that's necessarily true, but if it is, that's even better. The Pixel 8 only comes in 8 gigabytes of LPDDR5X, whereas this one comes with 12. It's a little bit smaller battery, a little bit smaller screen. Cameras, they take away a few of them, but this is the Pro, so we're going to focus on that. So this is my first time opening it, and holy crap. Look at that, you guys. It is so nice. It's like a matte blue and a very shiny visor, which we have known to come synonymous with these Pixel phones, but we'll put this off to the side real quick. In the box, you get nothing, pretty much. A little pamphlet, which no one ever reads. A device to hook up to another one so you can, download anything. And now that the new iPhone does support USB, maybe that'll help with that too. And you get a charging cable like most phones nowadays. So without further ado, I'm gonna get that real close. You see the shininess of the camera there. Sorry, it's a little blurry. That's the temperature sensor, which a lot of people are calling a gimmick. I'm going to assume that this was put in here around the time of COVID, thinking it was going to last longer. And by the time they got to the point where this was going to be released, it was more cost effective just to leave it in. As of right now, you can point it at certain things by selecting something in the menu in the software, but not made for humans yet because they haven't had FDA approval, but that is in the works. So I guess you could check your temperature with it if you wanted to. I guess it's handy. But you got your 3 cameras. That's the, I don't know if you can see that, that's the periscope. I don't really hear the periscope moving too much. A lot of times when you shake these, you can hear that. And then nowadays, there's no more plastic, it's all paper, but there it is, you guys. So as you can see, we got a center hole punch camera, flat screen. It is not curved. One thing I'm not a big fan. I love the matte, especially for fingerprints and stuff, but this right here will scratch really easily and full fingerprints. And then it's got a real shiny aluminum frame there. So you got your antennas, antenna lines, power and volume, and your SIM. You can already tell the fingerprints I'm putting on this thing. On the bottom, USB Type-C and some speakers. So I'm gonna power it on. I'm sure it's got a little bit of juice just so that you guys see what the Pixel 8 has got going, starting up wise. But this is a Google. It's got, I guess, an Android 14. This is 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. Honestly, 128, a lot of people complained about that. I'm actually okay with 128. A lot of my stuff gets backed up to the cloud, so I don't really need it. So if you're looking for a deal, these start at $999 with 128 gigabytes of RAM, and I believe that standard 8 starts at $699 with 128 gigabytes of RAM. So, but like I said, this is the Pixel 8 Pro in bay blue, and if you're familiar with Pixels, this is how most of them start. And that's about it for the quick unboxing. Maybe I will do some cases, and I did order some cases from Amazon. Nothing too exciting, but you know, nonetheless, some things that you guys might be interested in. So this has been a quick unboxing and a quick look at the Pixel 8 Pro, available now. So go check it out if you're interested. And if you want a smartphone that's even smaller than your iPhone, pick it up now. Thanks.